It's hard to fathom the scale unless you're there. It's 110 stories tall. It takes up an entire city block.
Well, it started back in 1969. Bruce Graham, an architect, and Fazler Khan, a structural engineer, they approached me and asked me if I was interested in working on some huge project that was going to be taking place in Chicago. Little did I know it was going to be the world's tallest building.
This was an engineering marvel, right? It was a structural design that really kind of pushed the limits of what a skyscraper means.
In the 60s and 70s, buildings were constructed in cities at a time where cities were decaying.
There were certain areas that the public could function in and use, but the rest of the building, they really wanted to be off limits at the request of Sears.
It was a wasteland of red granite, and so there was no there.
EQ Office put this forward as almost a mandate in the beginning, which was this place has been seen as a place that is only for one kind of person, and we need to really change that story, and we need to be a place that's much, much more inclusive for everyone.
We were the new owners of one of the civic treasures in the city, and we had to do right by it.
The transformation of Willis Tower was really sort of acknowledging that the building was built at a different time. It hadn't been modernized. We were noticing some trends in terms of, how people wanted to work. And we really had the palette to create this monstrous playground, if you will, for the worker.
One of the great things about working with Blackstone and EQ Office was that from the get-go, the three entities, right, design, ownership, and the leasing, all got together and said, what do we want this space to be?
We wanted to reimagine the office experience.
One of the first things we did from a design perspective was turn the base of the building inside out and really create a space where pedestrians and locals and workers within the building alike could interact with each other at the base of the building.
When we bought Willis Tower, the Skydeck experience was really weak. People were moved through it as quickly as possible.
We created a museum on the first floor that connects directly to the Skydeck, which has been renovated and reimagined by our team.
I mean, you've got this population of people showing up and really not a base of some place for them to go. So we essentially created this kind of street, this indoor street, curated with all of these types of restaurants and eateries. We've named Catalog in a reference to sort of the days of Sears. When you did get the catalog from Sears, it was all these offerings and options.
People are meant to go there and just sort of enjoy the space, enjoy the light, enjoy the volume of the space.
It's really rare to find 30,000 feet of outdoor space in the heart of downtown Chicago. It's a place to eat, to work, to collaborate, that's accessible to the public, to the office tenants.
I think commercial real estate has this connotation for just kind of buttoned up, sign the lease and keep it moving. What EQ Office is doing is trying to elevate that with a more tenant-centric approach.
We walked out of our old space on a Friday afternoon, walked into our new space here at Willis Tower on a Monday morning. Everything worked. And what they're doing, trying to bring people together, there's 25,000 people at least that are here every day. That's great. You're creating experience versus just here's your space.
As part of the Willis Tower redevelopment, we've really focused on inviting more art into the building. Now kind of the culmination of our entire art program, which is really the Oliver piece on Jackson.
The tower originally was conceived as a place to keep people out, and we have taken that and completely inverted that and created a place for the people of Chicago.
This is one of the most extraordinary stories in real estate. From a building that was considered culturally obsolete, a corporate environment that nobody ever wanted to be in, to where it's considered probably the most successfully repositioned building in the city right now, if not in the country right now.
EQ is the emotional quotient, the emotional factor. And everything we did from an operational perspective here at Willis Tower, as well as a design perspective, is keyed in exactly on that, is focusing on that customer experience.